guys, it is Jesus Coffee Homeschool, and I'm here to give you a tour of my homeschool planner, a little look through. I had been looking for homeschool planners. Every year I get something. It's pretty, it's lovely, it's expensive, and then I find it's bulky, it's big, it's not exactly what I need, so I end up having a separate book or binder that I'm carrying with me, and it just didn't seem to make sense. So this year I had got a comb binder about mid-year with a coupon, and I'd been saving for it, and so I DIY'd my homeschool planner. So this is my front cover. All I need is a little bit of coffee and a whole lot of Jesus, and that's kind of my catchphrase. I say that all the time. And so I just used a nice coffee, which is typically what I have midday. I have a hot coffee in the morning, and then it's iced coffee the rest of the day. And that's kind of just what I'm kind of known for. So I used iced coffee in my catchphrase. My calendar pages is tabbed out and laminated, and I have 2 Corinthians 12:9 on there because during my marriage, when things were desperate, when things were dark and were scary, when I was exhausted, when I was being pulled and pushed in all directions, there were days that I was staying up 18 to 24 hours straight without sleep. I remember crying out to the Lord and being like, God, how am I going to do this? How am I going to get everything done? How am I going to be there for my kids when I haven't even been able to sleep? How am I going to be able to function in my role at our church when I can't go on? And the Lord kept answering me saying, my grace is enough. It is sufficient for you. You may feel weak, you may feel tired, but my strength is made perfect in this very moment. And I could oftentimes feel this supernatural empowering, this lifting of my head and the holding of my arms, and it was like the Lord just carried me through, and his strength filled me and completed me in a way that I could never have been able to do on my own. So I put that there as a reminder that no matter what's on your calendar, no matter what's going on in your life, God's strength is enough to get you through. My weekly planner, the actual calendar pages, it's 1 week per page. I like to see it all at once. I don't need a ton of room because I have more lesson plan pages later on. This is for marking appointments, birthdays, special events, days that I have, maybe I have to take one of my kids to a doctor's appointment, or we're going to one of my older son's therapy appointments or something like that. This is for that. Phone calls that I need to make, or specific days that we're doing things. So that's on here. Then we have our grading sheets. Typically the grading sheets that come, or the scorekeeper, the record keeper that come in one of these teacher planners are very much tiny little boxes and lines, and I didn't like how it was laid out. So I created my own. And so I made these boxes that are quite large. And because we're doing a lot of unit studies, I can write in the topic or the project. So maybe we did, like our 3D eye, and then the grade for that. Maybe he did a oral report about a topic. Write that in, then the test, then the grade, so that it's not, and I can just write in all over, and I can line out where I need to, all of our grades of that month. And then at the end, we have our quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, our quarterly grades. And then I can add up our final grade at the end for when we do our state reporting. The last section that I have is my unit study planning pages. And I use the verse in Galatians 6 about, do not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. And I remember thinking when I got partway through homeschool, and last year we were struggling and we were trying to get more diagnosis and trying to decide about medication. And I was like, Lord, maybe the world is right. Maybe homeschooling is not something that I need to add to my plate. And the Lord kept telling me, you're gonna see results. Don't give up. This season is tough, but I'm here. Don't give up. You're gonna reap the rewards of your efforts when it's time. So don't give up. I am here. Let me handle this. You know, it's hard, but I'm here. And so down here we have our unit study planning pages. So it's just like, it's done in landscape, and so you've got all of the topics, the projects that we're planning to do, my needs list, anything that I'm going to need for that project. So when we're doing like the 3D eye, we need 2 tennis balls, blue felt, a Sharpie, red felt tip pen, liquid glue, 3/8 of an inch elastic, stiff cardboard, white paint, and a box cutter. And then on the very side, we have what subject it counts for when I do my state reporting. So art and Bible, Bible and art, science, art, math, Bible, social studies. And then we have on the very back, we have our character qualities of Christ laminated. That's our back page. This is adapted from a couple of different lists that I've seen floating around, and I kind of modified them to fit current day language and the reading level of my kids. And so that when we're remembering these and when we're studying them, it's easy for them to know the character qualities and to remember them and get the gist, versus being legalistic and saying, you need to remember it exactly the way that, you know, such and such an organization does it. I don't care. I want them to get it into their brains and remember and put it to memory and engrave it and etch it in there so that when it comes out, it's recognizable as good character. And so that's that. So this is my homeschool planner. I also am going to be adding in our calendar that we record our attendance on, and I may actually stick in a section in the back for the scheduling at church. I'm our director of policy development and of preschool ministries, and I do all of the scheduling for all of the children's ministry. And so I'm going to probably put the copy of our schedule in there, just so that when I'm carrying this around, I can quickly flip through, or if an issue arises, I can flip through and do that. But that's the great thing about a comb binder, is you can open it back up and rearrange things. And so as I go through the year, I can add things and take things out. And I have more unit study planning pages to put in. That was just the first one, but I've got more to do and to stick in there. So yeah, so that's it. Thanks for watching. I know this was a long one, but anyways, have a great day. Bye.